Well, good morning. Thank you all for coming to share a few minutes of your day with us. Public safety continues to be one of the most important areas of citizens' concern in not only our community, but in others as well. So today, we're providing our citizens with a progress report on our public safety division, specifically our police department, and their successes in 2014, and a little bit of a look at 2015. Our personnel are certainly be commended for their success in 2014. Overall crime was down 14%. Homicides were down 62.5%. Burglaries were down 26%. Robberies were down 22%. Now, what's working for our city? First, I believe it's our gang and violent crimes unit. These are dedicated personnel who have been responsible for a significant decrease in their areas of concentration. Secondly, more open communication with our residents. Chief Hamilton and the staff have made an extra effort to make sure that they were available to the citizens of our community through neighborhood association participation, partnership participation, letting people know that they can call 311, 911, or obviously they can communicate through other forms of communication that's available to them through social media. Third, we've had 15 new officers who've completed the academy class and are now patrolling our streets. And we have 24 new recruits who are going through the academy class now. And finally, the newly developed Mayor's Roundtable on Public Safety. We're fortunate to live in a community where we feel safe and can have open communication with officers who are being asked to protect and serve us. We have the utmost confidence in our men and women in blue and the work that they're doing. Fort Wayne is truly a model community for bringing people together and for showing our support for those who protect and serve us. Unquestionably, we're building on our momentum as a city, and we're moving forward in the right direction to invest in the future of Fort Wayne. At this time, I would like to ask Chief Garry Hamilton to come forward to say a few words. Garry?
Thanks for coming. First of all, I want to thank Assistant Chief Steve Reed, Public Safety Director Rusty York, and the Mayor for assisting us this year. I get a lot of credit for things that's taking place for the Police Department. Assistant Steve Reed, he's the one who helped formulate the gang unit. We worked together when he was Deputy Chief Southwest and I was Deputy Chief Southeast. It was a program we wanted to put together, and he worked out the numbers and the manpower, and we got it just going. So if it was a law enforcement officer year, it would be Steve Reed. Most importantly, like the support we received from the community. As you see behind us, the support, the effort, the citizens of Fort Wayne who's coming forward and reporting criminal activity. We will continue to work with the community. The effort, my command staff is excellent. They support the community, they support me, they support the Public Safety Director, and the department as a whole. We'll continue with the Mayor's Roundtable to find ways to communicate better with the public. That's our main goal, and we'll continue to strive for diversity and be open to anything within this community. With that being said, I'd like to say I want to thank our federal partners who has worked very hard, and we're looking forward to 2015 to continue that relationship with our federal partners and newly elected Sheriff Gladio. I want to say thank you, and any questions?
Thank you, Chief. Don't stay up here in case there are any questions. To conclude the formal press conference, so I'd like to tell you something that I told the officers and public safety personnel behind me earlier. We have been blessed to have a number of conventions come into our community, and they're increasing by significant numbers. Well, we survey those participants from other cities, other communities, asking them what more we can do for them. What have we done well in our community, and what more do we need to do? And one of the statements that's consistently come out from those surveys, particularly from women, is they feel safe walking through our downtown at night. What a magnificent statement to make for a community our size to have visitors feel safe walking up and down the streets of our downtown at night. I think that speaks volumes for the personnel behind me and for the entire department as a truly professional organization and one that is truly in a position to protect and serve. This time, Gary and I will take any questions. We have, again, a number of personnel behind us that I'm sure if you put them on a spot, they would probably answer it as well. But with that, are any questions? Or we can be available for questions afterwards. Sure.
This is great. The homicides down, overall crime rate is down from 2013 to 2014. Looking ahead to 2015, any specific initiatives you're going to be pushing, either one of you, to make sure that continues or even improves?
One of the concerns were some of the roundtable discussions and going to area partnership meetings was some of the old homicide cases. Today we discussed some of the previous homicide cases. We're going back to 1975, and we're going to review some of these cases. There's DNA cases that have been submitted. We're going to review those cases. We're going to assign an officer who has investigators experience to have that officer to review those cases and have another officer to assist and probably spend 90 days going over some of these homicide cases to review our DNA cases that may be sitting out there and need to be investigated. So that's one of the things for the 2015 to do that, and also to work harder with the DEA and the ATF and the FBI to put together some cases to present to the federal prosecutors.
Last night, it seems this was the first homicide for 2015 for the city of Fort Wayne. Compared to last year, had we had a homicide in Fort Wayne within the month of January?
Yeah, the shooting yesterday was the very first one for 2015. 2014, we didn't have any, based on the cold weather. You know, we had to get, the weather was extremely cold January and February, so we didn't have any homicide, I don't think, until like March or April. Last night event was unfortunate. There were some possible shots fired. The victim was not a target. You know, so unfortunately, it's to have this person to lose his life for shots fired, random shots. We don't have the complete details, still under investigation, but our condolences go out to that family first, and we'll continue to look into it.
Is that something citizens should be concerned about in the city of Fort Wayne? Maybe a month or so ago, an older woman on the south side was hit by she wasn't killed, but she was grazed by a stray bullet. Police ramping up in order to try to prevent random people from becoming victims?
No, we investigate shots fired. Last year, we had approximately 1,228 shot fired report, and those come from firecrackers and other, you know, somebody think they heard shots, so we do go out and investigate those. So that's so random, it's hard to predict where it's going to take place. But if we do see a pattern, that's part of our technique, is if we do see a pattern, to concentrate our effort in those areas. The incident you were referring to took place, I believe, off of Leaf Street area, Sutton Field, around that Woodland, and this took place in Weiser Park and at Hannah Street. So it's hard to put officers in those particular areas, but if we do see a pattern, we do concentrate in those areas.
Thank you, Gary. Again, I want to thank you all for coming today. Again, we'll be available for any individual interviews, as will the personnel behind me, and Public Safety Director Rusty York as well. Thank you all again.